Pick a card, the applause, both sides of the veil weigh in. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you at your reading. Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do another Pick a Card reading. We're going to go ahead and light a little bit of sagey sage while we talk. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. If you are a repeat offender, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate all of you. I also want to take a moment just to express my appreciation for the new subscribers. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate your time. All right, and today we are addressing the applause. It's just going to be called the applause, and we're going to see from who and why. Without further ado, pile number one. Maybe you want to look at your little sand dollar a little bit closer. Okay. Pile number two, if I don't get burned or burn my card. And pile number three. Pretty cool. Go ahead and make your selection, and I'll meet you at your pile. Hi, pile one. My name is Griselle with Psychic MD. I want to take a moment to thank all of you for being here. If you chose pile number one, this message is for you. I'm going to go ahead and ring the bell to cleanse the area, even though I have some sagey sage going on here. But you know, let's do the 1-2 punch. I'm ringing that bell in 3, 2, 1. So you chose this beautiful sand dollar. Oh, wow. Did you notice it? I'm all like drip sand. It poured sand on the counter. Okay. So this one is, I mean, it just looks like an impression of a flower. I think it's so beautiful. Intriguing. Feels very peaceful to me. You could be somebody very connected with nature. And we want to find out what the applause is. So the card that you, unbeknownst to you, chose is past life connection with memories. Someone with heavy influence from a past life is with you. So you, pile number one, are not alone. Sometimes it definitely feels that way, but you're definitely not alone. We're going to get a little bit more energy all up in here. Let's find out a little bit more about what is going on for you. And actually, I want a regular tarot deck, but maybe I don't. Let's use two of these. The applause. The applause for pile number one. Why is this card here? Please show me for pile one. The applause. Two cards. I'm seeing in my head a broken heart, like the Three of Swords kind of a thing. Arnica, teacher. That is so beautiful. Le beautiful. Oh, wow. Look at how the candle just went out, too. We're about to light that again. Pile number one. I feel like this is somebody from the other side. Stop. Look, tobacco. That candle just straight went out. I mean, no coincidences, my friend. I feel like this can be someone of old. I mean, it says with past influence, but I was being open to whomever and whatever. I'm going to go ahead and replace this even on camera because I have this new app and it's a bear to deal with as far as editing goes. So we're just going to do it like this. Pile number one. You're getting a lot of applause from your ancestors. I'm not going to like how that sits it. Oh, no. That's not a fun one. Okay, I'm being picky. Sorry. One moment, please. Definitely not the time to be picky, but here we are. Pile number one, I feel like this is definitely an ancestor. And somebody who probably was very in touch with spirit. In Puerto Rico, we would say espiritista, but I don't know. Spiritualist, I guess you can say, right? For lack of a better way of saying it. This could be somebody who was well known in the community for their spiritual practices. That's not going so well for me, huh? Come on. Come on. I guess we'll just let it be. This person could have even experienced a loss of their own life because of their spiritual practices. Now, I'm just saying that's going to pertain to maybe one or two people. But I'm going to say that you connect with this ancestor, this person, in a very deep way. And they're asking actually for an offering from you. So you've gained a lot of applause by this ancestor, this entity, this loved one on the other side. Even if, I feel like, even if they're not directly related to you, I feel like because of your mission, you are a magnet to spirit. You could be a medium. You could be a psychic medium, as they say. You could be someone who just connects easily with people on the other side. Also, I feel a strong connection with telepathy with pile number one, with you guys. I feel like you are telepathically connected. And specifically, I feel like you can connect when there's water around, especially, and even trees, a lot of greenery and things like that. So I'm going to say that maybe perhaps you were someone that once upon a time, if you don't do it now, then maybe you collected like pressed flowers. You made pressed flowers. And with this offering, your ancestors saying, hey, offer a little tobacco to me. Right? So we can kind of be bonded a little bit more. I'm actually going to bust out with a book here because these cards are fairly new to me. Tobacco offering. Divine gift, invocation, respect, deep alignment with will and purpose. This is affiliated with Mars and Pluto. Tobacco was used among indigenous people across the Americas as an offering to the gods for smoke cleansing. Okay, as an offering to the spirits, as a sacred smoke cancel meetings, and as ceremonial juice during vision quest. Widely used by shamans in the Amazon, tobacco is considered a planta maestra. It's a teaching plant. It's a teacher plant. Coincidentally, right? Arnica, card number 33 with teacher being here. No coincidences. In pre-Columbian North America, different tribes use tobacco ceremonially. The main difference between them and the central tribes is that they smoke tobacco through the pipe. So this is made to do, to give offerings to the spirit world. And this could be, I feel like it'd be an offering of like gratitude and protection that you've received thus far. Just some kind of an offering, whatever is in your heart. I used to listen and follow someone who did food offerings for their ancestors. And she goes out apparently, and every once in a while she'll order a whole plate of whatever it is that she feels, and she allows it to sit there while she eats. And one time a surfer finally asked her, hey, you know, you have this food here, what is this for? And she said, that's to express my gratitude for my ancestors and my loved ones that come to really help me during times that are like troublesome or necessary, or even for those ancestors that come and jump in and really help you with warding off evil eyes, anything like that. So it is definitely honoring your divine connection to the other side. Now we have Arnica with teacher. And I feel like part of your applause is that you've really gone through a lot of lessons. I mean, if we get old enough, then hopefully we're going to learn a lot of lessons, right? And some of them fun, some of them not so fun. But I feel also that you're being applauded because you've crossed over from like student to teacher. And the biggest applause is that you understand that you are not simply, and no one's ever simply a teacher, but you're not just a teacher. You are first and foremost a student as well. And the fact that you have a student's heart makes you the best teacher of all. So some of you guys could be educators. You could be educational system. You could write, I don't know, some scholastic texts for people to read through, or You could design programs and stuff for the educational system. So Arnica number 33, which is a master number by the definition of. And by the way, want to notice with the tobacco offering, it reduces to number 5. So a lot of changes and fluctuations. And I feel like you could get really outside of your body and connecting with spirit. And I feel like this would be like an indigenous ancestor. It doesn't necessarily have to be, but the vibe is definitely there. Now back to the teacher, Arnica. Loyalty, commitment, perseverance, teacher, stability, companionship, community, and pile number 1, a unique path. I'm feeling that for you. The astrological ruler is Saturn, also known as Mountain Daisy, Wolfsbane, Leopardsbane, and Mountain Tobacco. Arnica grows abundantly in the alpine meadows of Europe and North America. Okay, let's see. Let us see. It was used as an external treatment for wounds, black eyes, sprains, contusions, uterine hemorrhages, heart and artery issues, and numerous other applications. Partially because ingestion is shown to cause severe liver damage and internal bleeding. Well, that's not good. Topical applications have proven to be the most effective in assisting in tissue regeneration. So it stimulates blood flow, allowing it to rapidly relieve pain, swelling, and aid in healing of bruises and hemorrhages. You know, part of this, I also feel it's a nod. It is an applause to the hardship that you've undergone. I feel like pile number 1, you guys may look dainty. You may look extremely frail, but I assure you that I see beyond that, specifically for these cards. I feel like you come from a long line of ancestors that are like medicine providers, there or maybe herbalists, spiritualists. I'm hearing saints for some of you guys. And right here, I feel like you walked through this path. You finally come home, okay? I feel like you have traveled long and hard to reach this place where you can actually in turn teach others. And it's a beautiful celebration that's being done right now. I feel like you have crossed a lot of rivers. You have had to hike a lot of mountains that you were not prepared for with like no equipment whatsoever, but just armed with your wit, your sheer determination, and with your guides from the other side. And I just want to say that not only do they applaud you, people from the other side, your help, your team from the other side, but I feel like people have been able to witness, right, on this side of the veil, your hardships, and you're being applauded for the way that you've handled things, that way that you've taken things as a lesson, and that you've really internalized that and taken that to heart, and in turn been able to really show other people how this is a lesson for you. And perhaps you serve to illuminate that for other people, to inspire, to help them among their own walk and such. Okay, so that's what is going on so far. Let's see what's going on here, because I feel like you have a lot of admirers, but people that were really, even people that are currently living, that are really perplexed about your path, perplexed about your connection maybe to spirit, or why you make the choices that you make, past, present, and even future. Pile number 1, the applause. Don't hold back. Don't be holding back. Look, darlings. Seeker of secrets, intelligent agent, covert, espionage, and underground. I feel like you could even have like a connection to the Akashic records. You can remote view. I feel like a lot of you guys have a natural aptitude for that if you haven't tried it. But also everything that we do, remember that that will come back on us. So you got to really do things responsibly, and your motives have to be really pure. So I would really think twice about that one. Anyways, moving on. I feel like you are an extensive researcher, exhaustive even, okay? You love to like feed your mind. And yeah, you could be a spy formally or something like that. For most of you guys, I feel like it's just a love of learning and trying new things. The applause for you, pile number 1. Sovereign of realms, monarch, authority, rule, and inheritance. And I feel like you've been through the battlefield and you're returning. And not only are you returning to the king to report, hey, we've won this battle, but you're returning as the king. You're being put into your rightful place and your lineage, okay? I feel like you've earned it. I feel like you've really conquered a lot of things through your DNA. You've purged a lot of things out of your bloodline. I know this is a little bit difficult for people here who don't believe in stuff like that. But things from like generational curses to a lot of other stuff that I'm probably not even privy to. I feel like you've really, I heard expunged. That sounds like a lawyer term, a law term. Anyways, keeper of honor, armor, battle, and loyalty. And I feel like you as a teacher, you are becoming a little bit less, I want to say like fighting the good fight necessarily, but you're more approachable. I feel like you are really teaching people via your experiences of all the fights that you've had to endure. And with the Arnica being here, this could be even in being in like DV, like domestic violence type of situations. This could have been a witness or anything that you were affiliated with or that you've been through in life where you've seen other people be hurt and you've become like an advocate of sorts or source of inspiration for other people. And I feel like people would know of your, would know of these battles that you have undergone. And I do feel like, yeah, people have seen you because all of a sudden it got like really dark right there. So waiter, so cute. Okay, so I'm going to say that people have seen you through like many dark times where you've rolled up your sleeve, you've gotten dirty. People don't necessarily expect the king to go out and fight, right? But you did. You certainly did. And that's part of the applause, is that you're being applauded from the other side of the veil as well as this side of the veil. Now we have the waiter here, the attendant of hospitality. Maybe perhaps you do work in hospitality, but I feel like more that you are someone who is determined to really help people to feel at home, to feel cleansed. And part of that is like that word expunged from your DNA, like things that were transferred, you know, generational traumas and things like that from family to family through your DNA. I feel that you have really worked hard to expunge it, whether you knew it or not at the time. But I feel like your family lineage is going to understand the reward of this. And I also feel like you're serving to be part of what awakens awareness in your community, especially because this is something that's not typically spoken about, addressed, or even thought about in most communities, right? So I feel like you are the single bearer of the light. And it's been very difficult for you the way the light got snuffed out once. And then it was just really difficult to get another light going there, and it just didn't work. So you could have had a lot of stops and starts in order to make a go at this. And I feel like this wasn't necessarily like you said, most of you guys didn't say, I'm just going to be a teacher. But I feel like a lot of you guys just wound up there by default simply because of your personal journey and the way that you handle things, the way that you're able to communicate to other people, the way that you're able to illuminate things, the way that you're able to offer hope when there appears to be none is something that's incredibly inspiring for other people. And the world needs you. Pile number one. I respect that so much. With the Three of Wands here, now you're in a position where you're waiting. Hello. A little bit of waiting for your ships to come in, right? Waiting for things to progress, waiting for things to change. I guess we're going to leave that right there. Funny how shapes just don't go over a flat surface, Grisel. But anyways, Seven of Wands. Yeah, you have fought long and hard. Am I going to try it? Yeah, should I? Probably not. But you have really fought long and hard, and it's time for you to take a little break to really enjoy. And I feel like now is the time that you're going to start enjoying the fruits of your labor. Pile number one, we have the Eight of Pentacles, right? The Eight of Diamonds right here. And this is telling me that you've worked hard, that you've really perfected maybe even a craft. Should I just leave it? Probably, but will I? Probably not. So I'm just going to say that you've worked really hard, and it's been a waiting game on how you are going to progress. Maybe things have been really not clear, and maybe perhaps spirits just kept you going, okay, one step at a time. Don't get too ahead of yourself. I'm going to cleanse the area, okay, because I'm getting a little bit too much energy in 3, 2, 1. With my magic mascara wand right here. Pile number one, if you're liking this kind of reading, do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. Don't forget to enter into my May 2024 giveaway. It is in the community tabs. Go ahead and type in, I'm here for it. You can possibly win a 30-minute reading with yours truly. The deadline to enter is May 30th. I will be making the announcement on the community board May 31st. And yes, you would need to be a subscriber in order to enter that. Let us see. Pile number 1, the applause. Clarity. You lend clarity to other people as you have fought long and hard to gain clarity over your own life, over your own restrictions, and how to overcome those obstacles. You, friend, have really served to cut through any nonsense and bring clarity for yourself. But I feel like you're bringing clarity and exposing truths out there for a multitude of people that you're not even really fully aware of just yet. I feel also, yep, that you, it's weird. I was just going to say you have admirers that you know nothing about. We have a 6 of Cups here. So people could be really feeling nostalgic over you. Again, unprepared for your part of the journey or your journey entirely. But what they don't know is that you've been working really diligently in order to correct and really smooth paths for them as well. Because these are loved ones. These are secret admirers. These are people that maybe perhaps they want to give you the stink eye initially, right? The evil eye, and wound up being a fan. And that does happen. Pile number 1. Last thing, because I don't want to keep it super long. Oh my goodness. Spirit's like, girl, you know you can't like just be short. Nope. 9 of Pentacles. This is independence, but this is money coming towards you. This is you living the life that you want. This is you not compromising. This is you doing exactly what it is that you need to do. And I feel like it is a reward. It's a comfort and it is a clarity that is being brought into your life. I feel a lot more like peace, stability, especially because that's the sand dollar that you chose. And I was feeling that. It's like everything's kind of not winding down, but things are just at peace, at a level, at a lull, if you will. With the 4 of Cups right here being addressed, there will be offers made to you that you're not going to be interested in. You might want to reconsider because you might be passing up some really good ones, by the way. So don't just nay so quickly. Really think about it, consider all angles, and give your time to even sleep on it before you say yes or no. And then I have the 2 of Diamonds. That's the 2 of Pentacles. So you could be having something coming into your life that's going to require some intense study, some intense dedication from you as well. So if you're at a lull right now, kind of like things are winding down and chilling, I'm not going to say things are necessarily picking up, but you have another element coming into your life that is going to make whatever it is that you're doing not the sole focus anymore, because you're going to have something that's equally as important to focus on as well. I do feel like it's going to be a positive thing. I feel like this could be a partnership. And mostly I feel like it's a partnership to really further develop your talents, your gifts, to be able to teach to the community. So maybe this is signing up for, what is that website? Starts with a U, but it's a website where they have a bunch of classes or master classes, whatever you want to call them. And teachers go ahead and like put up, you know, whether their profession is yoga or astrology or piano or whatever, they're able to upload all of their courses, and you can take courses like that. Perhaps you'll be more of a formalized teacher in that way, or you're going to start taking tuition from students who want to just see you for whatever particular gift that you have, whether it's like, you know, sipping coffee at a book club and discussing, you know, your life experiences and imparting that wisdom on them. So whatever it is, I'm super interested. If you feel motivated and led to, drop me a comment in the line below. If not, then I will see you at your next reading. Much, much love to you. Pile number 1. Until next time, namaste. Hi, Pile 2. My name is Crystal with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your reading. Before we do, though, we're going to light up some sagey sage just because we can, to neutralize any and all energies that came before you. Pile number 2, welcome to my channel. If you are new here, I am super grateful you found me. And if you're a repeat offender, thank you so much for sticking with me. I'm going to go ahead and ring the bell for additional good juju here in 3, 2, 1 with my lovely mascara wand. The applause for pile number 2. Goodness, I forgot to mention that in pile. If you're coming from pile 1, one download that I got was, Are You Not Entertained? That movie Gladiator. So that could pertain to them. perhaps there's a message in there for you. Pile number 2. Interestingly enough, I got shoes. Like, literally the words shoes. And I'm not entirely sure where that's coming from or how that pertains just yet. Chamomile, inner peace. And babizana. I couldn't even say it. Babinzana. Okay. That B word. The other B word, guys. Take your mind out of the gutter. So we have chamomile. We're going to set this baby right here with the number 9. And we have this other one with the word trust. Now, pile number 1, you chose the sand dollar, the applause. And I feel like for you, it's a return to nature. I'm hearing a return to innocence. I feel like you could be, in a lot of ways, like a diamond in the rough, and that's being polished currently. You could have a direct affinity with things right now that like want to calm your nervous system, like chamomile. Or maybe, I don't know, you smoke the devil's lettuce, whatever. But I feel very earthy vibes from this. I mean, how can you not with looking at this? Peace and contentment are coming to you. And the applause is that you've done a really good job too. I mean, you're being applauded for being someone that actually neutralizes and brings peace to people, peace of your surroundings. You have the ability to diffuse things, but also with the message of shoes. And I also downloaded, you know, these boots are made for walking, and that's just what I'll do. One of these days, these boots are gonna walk all over you. So something about that, and I'm noticing all the DNA right here, the DNA strands with the trust and the number 8. And I feel like you also have been traveled long, far, and wide. And there's an element of this reminds me of the sun catcher, the dream catcher, not the sun catcher, but it's in the form of a clock. Interesting. So maybe you've been having some radical dreams, some wild dreams, some really deep, provocative dreams. I feel like you are in a period of time where everything decompresses. And I don't know if you're familiar with this. I feel like you could be very clear. Saint, by the way. And also clairvoyant. But when the electricity goes out for me, I instantly feel physically like everything just, I see it in my mind's eye, everything just drains and subsides, and I feel peace. With all of our electronics, and yeah, I'm a phone junkie, addicted as well, just like everybody else, I'm just going to say that there is no peace like being unplugged from everything. And maybe that's a message to you that you are starting to unplug more from electronics, from the rat race, and you're seeking inner peace. And you trust that whatever is for you is coming, will come to you, will come for you. That nothing that was designed and meant for you can truly pass you by, that you're not going to miss anything by going through the hustle and bustle. Wow. Well, that was a jumper. We have the Nine of Pentacles right here. I feel like you're going to be well taken care of if you're not already. I feel like your ancestors on the other side really love when you commune with them, when you focus on them. What would that be like? What would that be like? I'm listening. I feel like you need to change your breathing a little bit more. You've been breathing like shallow, or like myself, when I get stressed or when I get deep in thought, I entirely forget to breathe. So I'm like, breathe. Okay, like, was that really hard? Well, apparently for me, pile number 2, yes, it is. So you could be someone that has an issue with like deep breathing. So yoga or strictly breathing exercises can help you as well. But peace is coming to you. So there's something about like your nervous system, central nervous system, constantly being on guard, because a deer are such that I would guess they're light sleepers. Even she has her ear to the ground, so to speak, right? And I don't know if you've ever been hunting, but when you put, I mean, you feel it. You feel it. The reverberation, I can't even say it, of the ground is just so powerful. And you're thinking, what am I doing in the middle of nowhere with all these like majestic animals? Yeah, that happened. But I'm going to say that you're somebody who keeps your finger on the pulse, your ear to the ground. You sleep with one eye open. All these little things are coming to me right now. But I also feel like you are looking at what is blooming. So you have your eye on like what is in danger. And I feel like that comes up with like PTSD. You could be somebody who suffers from PTSD. I can relate to as well. And maybe perhaps you've never learned how to kind of like work through it or work with it, or get the help that you need professionally, right? By a certified whoever. And this is saying that that propensity to do it is going to be dialed down, way down, especially for those of you guys that have served in any wars or any in our military, undergone any traumatic experiences. Yeah, so I want to thank you for your service if you indeed have. Yeah, with the King of Swords, I feel like your mind is going to be more at peace, because the King of Spades is the one that can overthink, but they're super intelligent. And I feel like you're taking that hyper intelligence and you're learning how to dial it down. You're doing activities that really bring it down, slow things down so that you can actually relax, so that your nervous system has a chance to recoup, regroup, and actually just be content and be, and not always be on high alert like this. Is it elk? I don't know. So 8 of Cups right here being referenced. I feel like also that anything that brings danger or stress into your life, you're like, I'm not about that life and I'm not doing it. You're all about your peace. You're going to protect your peace. You're going to protect the peace of your loved ones as well, regardless of what that looks like to other people. We have got the 6 of Pentacles right here, 6 of Diamonds. And I'm going to say also that this has to do with, it can have to do with like your DNA, definite DNA, people that are direct descendants of you, from you, elders and younger people as well. But that you're going to protect your peace no matter from what, from who, and at all costs. And I feel like in turn, that can leave like some ghosts from the past, from Christmas past, right? Coming through. But I also feel like your ancestors are like communicating with you. Even the whale goes super deep, right? And I feel like the way they connect and they repair and they help you is when you are sleeping, but also when you're like doing things like yoga or meditating, or just simply sitting still and breathing deeply, in order to really repair the frayed nerves and ease and calm your mind. So that's really incredibly beautiful. And you're being applauded because like the worst is over, I heard. And that's not a comfort to a lot of us that have been through some like really ugly, traumatic things, right? And I'm sorry for laughing, but basically it's just like super awkward. I've been through a lot myself. If you've been on my channel long enough, I tend to be an overshare because I just simply feel like that is going to help other people, even if one person is helped by my story. And I'm just going to say that you could have had like a generational trauma passed down. You could have had like SA, abused from, it could be like family, your very own family members, people that acted like family, or your family could have brought that into your life unknowingly or knowingly. I don't know your story. Whatever reason or however things manifested and went down for you, I feel like it's left lasting scars, to where you're always awake and kind of jerking and thinking, okay, well, there's danger. There's possible danger. And you are definitely like shell-shocked in a lot of ways. But I feel like you're that soldier that you're like, okay, well, what's next? What's the next danger? What do I have to conquer? What do I have to overcome? And what do I have to bob and weave? And I feel like that is going to really start calming down the more that you tune in. And the more that you really give those things over to your higher power, whatever that happens to be for you. And I feel like your central nervous system is going to be calming down. Maybe you will be drinking more teas, getting out more in nature, maybe even grounding. I know people that take like rods and things, like copper rods, and stick them in the ground and have that copper wire leading into their bed, and it changes your life. It can change your life. But they also have like grounding sheets and things like that you can buy from Amazon. So I don't know, just ideas for you. But I feel like your intention is going to be a little bit more balanced, because with the 6 of Pentacles, I do see balance. I see you being able to give from a storage. Now we have storage enough that we're not operating from a place of depletion. You're not depleted anymore. And this is a grand applause for all the things that you've endured, all the things that you have learned, and all the ways. Good job for taking care of you. And I hope that that does not sound condescending at all, because it is probably the most difficult thing to escape horrors like this, whatever your scenario is, right? Nobody escapes life unscathed. I'm just going to say that. And the applause for you is just the acknowledgement that if no one else has told you, I'm telling you, and your ancestors are telling you, look, you've done an amazing job, and we applaud you and we stand by you and we're grateful to you. And we realize that you have gone through the depth that no one can ever even begin to dream about, and that you have resurfaced, and we're here to take care of you. We're going to give you your mojo back, your balance back with the Six of Pentacles. You're going to be able to give to people, to situations, to things. Maybe for a long time you were, your energy was pulled back. You were not able to really give to anyone else simply because you were just depleted and you were barely surviving. And it could look like many different things. For me, my energy was completely sapped. It was just absolutely gone. Had no energy or desire to do anything or go anywhere. I just had to rest. My nervous system was shot, and it's taking a long time to begin recovering from that as well. I'm gonna also say that with the Nine of Hearts right here, the Nine of Coins, you're being applauded because you really had to fend for yourself. I feel like you picked yourself up again from your bootstraps, right? I feel soldier vibes from you guys, and you guys have done an amazing job once again. I'm hearing applause, especially from the other side, but also I feel like you have some haters, right? You have some haters, especially on this side of the veil. And I'm going to say that people can look at you and think, wow, all of that, is gifted to you, or you have so much, or you are so abundant, and all they see are maybe, I don't know, maybe your current state, like maybe you're doing well financially, or they think that you're doing better than them, or everything seems like you're self-sufficient, like you got it down, this and that. Maybe they don't know your backstory, but really, I mean, it's nobody's business but yours unless you choose to share it. And I'm just going to say that with the Nine of Cups right here, you have really tended to your own garden, meaning that sounds so bad. It sounds like a euphemism, and it's not in this instance, okay? I really mean that, like a real garden. Like you're, maybe trying to prune your garden, or you're really trying to disengage and pull out those things that are like thorns in your own backside, for lack of a better way of putting it. If you're sleeping with one eye open, and if you're jumpy and jilty, and you're, not trusting, maybe you've just dedicated yourself to a lot of counseling, a lot of growing, a lot of going within, a lot of shadow work. For a lot of you guys, you've done a lot of shadow work, and that is a huge applause, because shadow work is very dark and very dismal and very exhausting as well, and it could seem never ending. But I feel like you're starting to see the light of day, and you're starting to see the purification, the ramification of not doing it as well, but the purification, the peace that it brings, that you can actually do that for yourself, and at different times getting help or in tandem with other people. And I feel like you're starting to see the light, but you're starting to feel the peace most of all. And that gives you great power to be able to allow people to come into your garden, to come into your personal space, or you can simply keep the gate up and not allow anyone. It is entirely your choice, and applause for that. Now, I'm going to say that people on this side, on 3D side, right, are applauding you also for the way that you choose to really process things. I feel like you're a very gentle spirit, very loving spirit, very natural. Like you could resonate a lot with like hemp, or, I don't know. I mean, I always joke about being like a granola girl. I don't feel like one because I like my makeup too much, but you can resonate with those terms as well. Or in some cases, I guess they could be slurs if people get offended. I don't know. But I'm going to say right here with the 10 of Pentacles, you're coming into some money, you're coming into peace, and the applause is that you're being really rewarded for all the work that you have done, that you're able to decompress, calm down, and welcome in all the good stuff now. And of course, you're going to do it in increments and really think about things before you do anything, because I feel like you're not a hasty person at all. But I'm here to tell you that you're being applauded from both sides of the veil in a powerful way, and in fact, standing ovation. It's like they want you to come out and take a bow, like acknowledge and celebrate your own like the hurdles that you've jumped over, the way that you've been able to bring peace into your life, the way that you've been able to uphold a fence and keep out things that are like damaging or hurtful, or not going to really respect or care for your peace and things like that. And so those are monumental changes for you. Also, I love like maybe looking at Black Eyed Susan, or daisies. I'm not sure quite which those are, but I feel like you could be they could be symbolic for you. Oh, yeah, okay. We're going to end it right here. I didn't even know I was shuffling, but pile number 2, I feel like after all of this, I do feel like you have, like, love has entered the chat, okay? You might want to reference the video I made before this one. And if I remember, I'll link it for y'all. But check this out. You've got the Mandrake with sensuality. Like, all you have to do is look at it, okay? And this, I feel like, has come full circle. I feel like you're really embracing your own self a lot more. Your figure, whatever that could be. It could be thin, it could be thicker, it could be whatever. But I feel like you are growing and blossoming and now allowing things to be. And that's going to give you a lot of peace. And yeah, you definitely have some sensuality, whether you're partnered right now or not. I feel like it's coming for you. If that's something that you're interested in, expect some really steamy, restful. Maybe that's going to give you a lot of peace too. You'll sleep better at night. I don't know. Restful times at night. But you are being applauded. And I feel like part of that is just like you're going to have a leading man or leading lady or whatever you want to call it, right, in your life to be able to kind of put you to bed, wink, wink. So that is what I have for you. If you like this kind of reading, do give me a like, share, follow, subscribe. Also, don't forget to enter my May 2024 giveaway. It is in the community tabs. You must be a subscriber if you want to participate. Just type in "I'm here for it," and you have a chance at winning a 30-minute reading with me, yours truly. Deadline for the entry is May 30th. I will be drawing on the 31st and posting that in the community tab as well. Thank you so much. Until next time, namaste. Hi friends, my name is Crystal with Psychic MD, and I'm here to do your reading today. We're going to be getting a little bit of sagey sage going on here to clean and cleanse our area of any and all energies that came before. Pile number 3, be open to change. Be receptive to new experiences. Change leads to growth. Okay. So you chose this beautiful silver dollar. I love the yellow in it. I don't want to like influence one way or another on your choice, but this is so cool. It's got yellow, and I don't think the red really translates well. Can you see? Orangey. Very beautiful. So this is the one that you chose. We're going to get a little bit more energy here just so we can see what is going on with you with your applause. Pile number 3, if you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. If you're indeed a repeat offender, thank you so much for stopping by. Once again, for those of you new to my channel, thank you so much for subscribing. Be open to change. I need 2 more cards, please, for the applause for pile number 3. Pile number 3, what do we have for the pile number 3? The applause for the mugwort, psychic healing, and passion flower, surrender. Wow, that's beautiful. Beautiful. We're going to put this down here. Zoom in. Perfect. So the applause. Interesting that she has like a cigar, it looks like. New experience. I feel like even a sacred ceremony is coming up your way, kind of. It could be a sacred ceremony that you partake with other people. It could be something you do by yourself. But ceremonial, it could be a sweat lodge. It could be anything, really. It could be microdosing. I think they have those as well. Ayahuasca, any of those. But you're going to have an opportunity to do that, and it just might change your life. It's be open to change, right? I feel like this could bring about great psychic healing for you because, well, pile number 3, the card says so. Mugwort, psychic healing right here. And if you look, I feel like you have, I'm going to sneeze. Yeah, it's like a purging of your, excuse me, a purging of your psyche. I feel like you've been on alert and you have been attentive a long, long time. And maybe perhaps you've had a lot of psychic attacks that you need to purge from. The King of Hearts. King of Hearts is the King of Cups, as most of you guys probably know. Now, this could be a male or somebody who has male characteristics, somebody who has gone through the whole gamut of, oh, I'm in love with love, to, oh, no, this is the one I love, to, I'm very psychic and in touch with other people, to the King. And the King has mastered all of these other elements and tendencies. He's mastered his weaknesses, the way I see the King. Now, the King is still very, like, can be emotional, very giving and loving, but they are very tempered in what they do. And they don't always show you what's going on internally. There could be a whole tsunami going on within them, and they don't show it necessarily. So, psychic healing is the number 10, and it reduces to a 1. So, new beginnings, I feel like. And yeah, surrender to change, a passion flower here to the number 43. So that's going to be a number 7. I'm all counting with my fingers, trying to be all subtle, but it's just how we do here. Pile number 3, the passion flower, is just, I love this flower. I didn't realize what it was. I remember going to Home Depot once upon a time when my kid was super young, and he didn't know, and I'm not going to share that because I'll get in trouble. But anyways, he did not call it Home Depot. Yeah, he added an additional O. Yeah, which was really cute at the time. Super innocent of him. But anyways, if you see right here, the owls, I don't know if that really translates super well. I feel like you could have been on high alert. Anything that has to do with like motivation and passion, your intuition, emotions and things like that. And maybe perhaps you were surrendering and being open to change because maybe you've hit a wall of stagnancy is what I'm hearing in your love life, in the way that you are open to receiving love from other people. This could be platonic love. This could be romantic love. But regardless, I feel like you've really dialed that down to go inward. Maybe perhaps you've gone on hermit mode, on a journey to really explore what went wrong, or whatever you think went wrong, or how things, you know, have wound up where you're at perhaps, or maybe you thought you were unlucky in love, or you drew the wrong partners and you really removed yourself from the dating scene in order to really kind of make heads or tails of things. And I feel like this is, you know, I mean, be open to a new way of looking at things, because I feel like something powerful is about to manifest and come towards you. But you're going to have to say yes. Look. This has to do with love and healing from love. And this card straight just jumped in my lap. What? Okay. So, pile number 3, you're going to, as usual, you're always a little bit unusual. As usual, you're unusual. Okay. Pile number 3, this has to do with a heartache, heartbreak. And again, it could be romantic, it could be not. But this has to do with a soulmate. I don't always feel like soulmates are romantic, but they can be. Now, I feel like maybe perhaps you've taken a long, long time to really recover, to and to allow your mind to bloom, allow your spirit to meander and heal and grow, for you to really take root into what is really here in the 3D, and move beyond this betrayal, whatever this this thing is. I'm feeling it is like a 3 of Swords, even though it's a 3 of Cups. And it could have been times when maybe perhaps you used to party and like hook up or be around people that were not good for you, or go all in. Okay, I'm feeling like an all in thing. And you really put the reins on that. And I feel pile number 3, interestingly enough, right, 3. I feel more like the number 333 could be very important to you, because I'm bringing up like the 3 of Swords, that betrayal. We have the 3 of Cups right here, and your pile number 3, because that could be a message just for you. And we have the soulmate card here. You have found your romantic counterpart. I'm like, counterpart. So this could be that maybe perhaps you had your heart just closed off to love, or you were focused on your spiritual growth, your spirituality. I feel like you have been really connecting with the cosmos and really thinking about your ancestors and things like that, not given a lot of thought at all to love. I can relate to that. Now, I feel like things are going to be changing, but it's going to have to be one of those things like, should you choose your assignment? And it's a little bit, you know, just like life itself, choose your own adventure. So you're going to have the will, if you will, the opportunity to really change your mind and be receptive if you try new things. So perhaps this is stating that your perspective and how you feel about things are really going to shift dramatically enough to be able to open up to a counterpart that could potentially come towards you. That's one way of interpreting things. But being open to change can tell me that you're a little bit too comfortable in this like aloneness, in this like vigilant state, in this like, let me get earthed, let me get rooted, let me get more grounded, that kind of a thing. Those things are all wonderful, but we have to really remember to be balanced and moderate in all things. Now, I could barely spell balanced, okay? I am not one of those people. If you've been on my channel at all, you know that I have a history of addiction and, you know, I don't know. No, nothing exceeds like excess, okay? And I probably just take things too far. That's just my personality. That's my brain. You could be someone like that as well. Some of you guys have OCD or behavioral things that you've been really working on adjusting. Addictive personalities. Yeah. Things that have really caused you a lot of angst. You maybe made a lot of choices in the past that have made you suffer. And I feel like now is a time to surrender. Surrender to the healing that is at hand, on hand, and within your hands to be able to enjoy right now. I feel like that's one thing that in your quest, you haven't slowed down enough to really go, wow, like this feels like healing. Like this feels good. You're always like chasing that healing, that what is it that's going to heal my mind, my heart, my soul kind of a thing. Or what can I learn and how can I grow and things like that. But I feel also that part of that was a psychic healing. You could be really drawn to rosemary as well. With the Ace of Pentacles, that would be a great place for you to start maybe on your healing journey. And when it burns really pretty. In fact, I'm like, why not? I'm going to have to move this guy within sight here because it burns all wild. But yeah, you could burn it, you can cook with it, all sorts of fun stuff. So why not burn a little bit of rosemary? Pile number 3 in your honor, huh? I got this out of my friend's, her little garden. So pile 3, don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be lighting stuff on fire like evidently I'm trying to. I'm going to have to change this mat here. Pile number 3, that is healing for you. And you've done a lot of healing. And maybe perhaps I'm hearing like psychic healing, psychic training. Maybe perhaps you have been the object. I heard of voodoo, but I was thinking of like the evil eye. So it could be that somebody has it out for you and they are focused on you in a negative way. And honestly, it doesn't necessarily have to be like in the movies where they go somewhere and they take people's hair or their underwear or whatever and do things to it. It could simply be somebody having an evil eye constantly focused on you. With the 6 of Spades right here, tells me that it could be somebody that you walked away from. They walked away from you, but you have been traveling on a journey that you've gone on to seek calmer waters. And maybe this person was really disruptive and you decided peace over travesty, peace over discord, over fights, right? The applause for pile number 3 is that you've overcome a lot as well, but now you are at the light in the world, and also that a light will be lit in the world for you. It's no longer going to be a solo journey with the 2 of Swords. This could be somebody that you were estranged from or are estranged from, or this is stating that really you have your mind. It's not like you're like, oh, I'm never going to have a partner again. It's just that I think you don't dedicate a lot of time to it. Therefore, you don't think about it. And so that stalemate, that like, oh, this is what I'm doing, doesn't include another person. So I can get lonely as well. And right now I'm staring into the forest and I'm looking at a little tiny bird hopping around a branch. And so it could be something like that, that you have, you know, a small thing of inspiration, or you veer off course on your normal routine and you wind up meeting people who know people, that kind of a thing. Expanding your horizons. With the 10 of Pentacles, this is telling me that that is exactly how you need to go in order to really improve your quality of life. And you are getting massive applause for going within. But now you're really comfortable with being alone, or with being the lone wolf. I'm hearing tinfoil hat, so maybe some of you guys are similar like me, like conspiracy theorists, which always winds up being true anyways, right? Some of you guys also, before I started the reading, I downloaded some messages, and some of you guys can relate to like the Addams Family, or being a goth girl, goth guy. Yeah. So, and definitely an affinity for owls, because I'm seeing them here. I see 3 here, and I see 1 out in the woods as well. So we have the Queen of Swords. Also, you're being applauded for your level of intelligence, your intellectual abilities, your ability to grasp really elusive concepts, and really being able to tie things together that you never thought, or most people don't think they would go together, but you're like, yeah, don't you see the correlation here? Look, this is a cycle. This is a pattern. This is repetition. This is, you know, stagnant, whatever. It causes people to love you. I feel like I heard the word enthralled. I feel like while you're doing your own thing, you could be working in the quiet or whatever. And I'm seeing these 2 little birds like checking me out. One of them is so tiny, it's like maybe 3 inches. I don't know. It's kind of like 20 feet away from me, so it's hard to tell. But they're so cute, and they're just like looking at me, and I'm observing them. And it's like you could have a lot of looky-loos, right? When you're not even paying attention, when you're just doing things. So I feel like things are about to take a turn for the better. Don't withhold, don't hold back. You have a tendency to not really share your heart, your emotions with people, and that's perhaps because you don't really trust, okay? And maybe you've gotten in a thing where you're like, okay, if you want something done correctly, you got to do it yourself mentality of always like the Lone Ranger, the Lone Wolf. I have to handle it myself. But we were not created to be a singular entity, just a lone person on this earth. It's hard for me to wrap my brain around that one, but here we are. So the applause for you. I feel like you're going to open up to a whole new world. A whole new world. I don't even know what song that came from, what cartoon. But if you guys know, let me know in the comments below. Honest communication. Expect a heart-to-heart conversation, okay? And so I feel like you're being applauded for all the changes, all the willingness that you have really endured and embraced fully. But also there's a great era of mystery around you. And I feel like be open to change, because I feel like that's about the change. I feel like maybe perhaps the next huge challenge for you is going to be one more of transparency in real time with real people face to face. And that could be a really big challenge, especially when it comes to like honest communication right here with that card. Okay, one moment, please. Pile number 3. I did get a jumper for the... And before I forget, you still have time to enter the May 2024 giveaway. And just go to the community tab and type in "I'm here for it." You have a chance to win a 30-minute reading from yours truly. The deadline for that will be May 30th, as I will be making the drawing on May 31st and posting it in the community tab. Okay, so you are worthy. Your worth doesn't depend on the other person. Yeah, I feel like you've learned that. I feel like you've learned the power within, the ability to stand tall, the ability to take care of things as you need. And I feel like also you're my pile that, and I probably badly paraphrase this, but how they say, if you were never spoon-fed love, you will learn to lick it off of knives. And I feel like you've really danced with danger and come full circle. And the last piece of the puzzle that you're being applauded for and that you're being encouraged, it's like you're at the finish line. Everybody's like, come, you can do this, you can do this, is the ability to be open to change in real time and overcome things that maybe you're like, nope, never again. I'm not doing that again. Those kinds of mindsets and things are here for you. in order for you in a lot of ways to prove to yourself that yes, you can do it and it can be a healthy thing and it is possible. And you don't have to stay stuck in that mentality, because you already know, finally, it's taken a long journey for you to realize that your worth does not depend on another person. And I feel, therefore, that you can expect honest communication from another person. Now, whether you choose to accept that in long run into your life, that's, I guess, neither here nor there. The biggest point is that you trust in yourself to be able to make it through. I'm here and I made it through the wilderness. Thank you, young Madonna. Okay, so that's all I have for you. Much, much love to you. Until next time, namaste.